Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Let's Max Warframe, where we're going to carry on going through all of the Fortuna Part 2 stuff, and carrying on looking at the weapons that they brought, which is going to mean taking a look at our brand new secondary, the sidearm, the Plinx, which is kind of an amazing name, I have to admit. Don't know what the origins of that name are, or anything, really. Maybe if you have any idea, let me know in the comments below. I have not got a clue about the origins of this one. But it's basically a pretty decent sidearm. It's got pretty decent base damage, which is split between only puncture and only heat, which is weird. There's no slash, there's no impact or anything. So it's kind of another Corpus weapon that is designed very specifically to kill the Grineer, which is, I mean, like the shotgun, it's, you know, it makes sense that the Corpus are designing weapons that are pretty effective against the Grineer since they're at war with the Grineer. So, you know, that makes a lot of sense. In terms of the supporting stats it's got, it does have like 4% status, so you ain't gonna be modding this for status anytime soon. Even with like 2 dual stats, you're only up to like 22% crit, 22% status or something. Just ain't worth doing, really. But it's got a 32% crit chance, so I mean it's fairly obvious where you're going to be going with that one. Especially with how strong the pistol crit mods are. And, you know, 3 times damage, crit damage multiplier as well. You've got the primed crit damage mod. So yeah, you can guess that you're pretty much going to be modding this for crit. The weapon does have a bit of a special mechanic though, which is that it doesn't actually have any ammunition. It's a battery powered, especially a battery-powered revolver. If you can look at it, it looks very much like a sort of energy-based revolver, which is kind of cool. I like it quite a bit. But it does mean that it's got that battery mechanic instead of like normal like reloading or anything. So we don't have to worry about reload times or anything, or anything weird like that. Although it does seem to require like maybe a second or so between stopping firing and it recharging all the way to max, which isn't too bad, to be honest, because that basically gives it a 1-second reload, which is really not bad whatsoever. The one downside though, 10 round magazine, not great, and on some of your beefier targets, going to mean you're actually running out of ammo pretty quickly, to be honest, but it does hit pretty well when you've got it correctly modded. So let's take a look at how we go about doing that. So since we've taken a really quick look at the weapon, a bit of an overview, let's take a look at the way I decided to mod it. Well, I've done a bit of a bait and switch. Remember I said I wouldn't build it for status? Build it for status. We've got Hornet Strike, Power Diffusion, and Lethal Turret in here. The 3 mods are on absolutely everything. Prime Pistol Gambit and Prime Target Cracker for crit chance and crit damage. 2 dual stats and a Hydraulic Crosshairs. Now you notice that the Hydraulic Crosshairs is in the wrong polarity right now. That was because I was playing around with this build, and this gives me some flexibility as to what I want to do with it. So for example, this build right here, let's take this. So don't get your hopes up, it's not a particularly strong weapon. I'm going to straight up say that now. These are only level 100s, and as you can see, yeah, it's it's not great. Doesn't do a lot of damage, and yeah, it's, while the thing is, while it doesn't proc that often, it does proc actually more than enough for it to be worth it. That's the thing about corrosive proc. And because it's got no slash, I wouldn't go with slash damage either. I wouldn't do the viral slash combo because, you know, it doesn't have any slash. So this is pretty much the best you can sort of hope for with this, really. It's not really that strong whatsoever. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. I tried a whole bunch of different combinations with this thing as to what to do with it and how to build it, and lots of testing to see whether I was sort of missing anything, but I can't sort of figure anything out. I really can't figure out if I'm missing something with this weapon, because it just doesn't really perform, and it's a bit of a shame. I know it's only a Mastery 6 weapon, so I wasn't expecting too much out of it anyway. Whoops, that was the wrong mod. So I don't know really what I was thinking, but this slot here, you can do a bunch of different bits and pieces with it. This is why I formatted it this way. Auger Pack for more damage if you wanted it. That helps promote everything. You could also do some status weighting by going with pathogen rounds. to make corrosive proc way more often, which is definitely not a bad idea. Prime Slip Magazine. Increases the magazine up to 16, so you can fire more before you need to do a reload. Not a bad plan either. Seeker, which is going to give you the punch through, which is very, very nice on this thing. But honestly, I mean, or even Sharpen Bullets. Sharpen Bullets is over here somewhere. And so that will give you more crit damage on a kill. But realistically, I actually found that like hydraulic crosshairs ended up being the best option here. But in terms of the actual performance, I really couldn't get it to do anything particularly amazing, and that's pretty much, you know, what I kind of think of the weapon. Yeah, like I've been saying, I really don't know whether it's just there's some hidden mechanic to this weapon. Like, you would have thought, you know, like 6th Form Marine, I kind of would have found the special mechanic by now, and like the description of it like seems to promise really great things. Like, it's gonna be, you know, amazing for the wielder. Hang on a minute, I can't die, so let's like we can read it. Cultivate a meaningful relationship with this deceptively simple battery-powered pistol. The Plinx rewards attention and investment from the wise. But I don't, like, am I missing something here? Like, I just can't seem to get this thing to perform. Like, for your average mission, like what I'm doing right now, it's absolutely fine. But as soon as you start going into anything with, like, even a little bit of a higher level, it just doesn't perform. It doesn't have the damage output to deal with anything, and it's a bit of a shame. Like, I can't say I like the weapon in general anyway. I'll be, like, perfectly straight and honest with you that I am a big, I've said this in a lot of videos, I like the theater behind a weapon, like the looks, the sound, the feel. This thing is missing just about everything. It sounds really cool. Like, when you fire, it sounds really, really cool. But it has no recoil animation. It barely has a shot animation. Like, you can just about see it. It has no reload animation. It has nothing. Like, it doesn't, like, this thing is missing all of its theater, and that's a real shame. And for me, it feels kind of bland and kind of boring, and I could almost forgive the poor performance of the weapon if it was any good. Like, I really could, I could forgive that, like, if the weapon was good, but it's just not. I don't know. It's gonna be one that you're gonna have to give a go. I'm not gonna, like, recommend this thing. I do think it's gonna require a buff at some point because it just isn't very good. I don't even find, like I say, I don't even find it fun to play. So I very much would wait until this thing gets a buff, or if you like the look of it, then go for it. But for a weapon that sort of seems to promise so much and deliver so little, I was really rather disappointed. But, you know, I guess it is what it is. We got an amazing new shotgun, so I guess something had to balance it out the other way. So I hope you enjoyed my look at this new, I guess, energy-based revolver. I will have a video on Baruch coming very, very shortly. Possibly tonight, maybe tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, I'm going to say. But for now, many thanks for watching, and I shall catch you in the next one.